Hey guys, welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. Last time we went over Shadow's backstory and learned, kind of by reading between the lines, that he is Realm's father. We also spent way too much time at the Colosseum. This time, there's one item that we got at the Colosseum that I never got a chance to go over, and that is the Merit Award. The Merit Award allows heavy armor, etc. to be equipped, which tells you a whole lot of jack squat. Badge awarded in honor of great achievement allows the wearer to equip any weapon or armor, except not really. Can be equipped by everyone, has no inherent value on it in terms of stats. Normally, Gaw can't equip a weapon save for the Imp Halberd. The only reason I got a third one instead of just the two that I sacrificed is strictly so that I have the option of giving somebody the Imp setup if I kind of want to, but I don't really need to. But it's an option. But yeah, Gaw can't equip anything. However, if we give him the Merit Award, Optimum changes his equipment, and he can now equip not any weapon, but a lot of weapons. He cannot equip certain things, like the Atma weapon is something he's not able to equip. I'm not sure if he can equip the Illumina or not. It doesn't really matter. He can equip a number of things that he couldn't before. As you can see, lots of weapons. A few more pieces of armor, including the barrette, for some reason. And, well, most of the things that it can do for him here don't really matter right now. There are some things you can do with it that are really cool. You can use this to a great effect on Gogo as well, who can't equip a lot of things by default, but if you give him the Merit Award, he can equip a lot of things that can actually help him out quite a bit. In this particular case, if I was to give it to someone like Gaw, I would give him something that would inflict instant death on his normal attack. Since he's going to still be raging, I could give him something like the Striker and have a chance of doing instant death with it instead of, you know, whatever else. This is the same blade that was weirdly translated when we talked to somebody about it before. Randomly slays an enemy in one blow. So you can give him that so he has instant death on his attack. Whether that's more effective than giving him the, where'd it go? The Marvel shoes with the auto haste? Who knows? However, that's not the only good thing you can do with it. However, in order to do more good things with it, I've put Gaw into the front row now with his massive defense. He really has nothing to fear in the front row, so I'm just going to leave him like that so he can do a little more physical damage as well. But, yeah, in order to really make good use of the Merit Award, we need to do the next dungeon. Okay, and after setting up a bunch of my Espers, let's take our new party. Equipped thusly, we have Terra set up with the Hero Ring and an Economizer. You don't need the Economizer. You can give her, the other good thing with her having the Illumina is you can give her the Black Belt for counterattack, and that can be pretty useful as well. I've also removed the Force Shield from her to give her a Flame Shield instead and move that Force Shield onto Setzer, so we don't have the super abusive, cheap, perfect evade setup, just because, like, in the battle arena, yes, it's fun. There are other situations where I'll probably want to use it, but for the most part, we're not going to just spam it all the time, because that's kind of cheap. Mog is set up as a Dragoon, Setzer has Trump as his base weapon. Everyone else is pretty much just doing exactly what you would expect them to do. So with that said, let's go into the next dungeon, Figaro Castle. Wait a minute. Why are we here again? Let's go to Figaro. All the way to Figaro. Something's odd about the stratum. Stratum, of course, being the singular of strata, referring to the rock layers. It's interesting that they throw that word in there randomly into a game where, like, a lot of people at the time who were playing this were kids and probably didn't know that word. I sure as hell didn't when I first played the game. It was only after doing more earth science that I finally realized what that meant. It's if we've bumped into something. If you continue your journey, you can go over to Figaro. If we stop and explore, we can come here. Now, there is one indication. Right, we gotta go down this way. There is one indication that says that you should come here, but you have to pay money in order to do it. Actually, you know what? I'm going the wrong way again. The only way to get anywhere from here is to head into here, which this led into the cave before. Now, it leads into an entirely different cave. This place is interesting. Inuo. Inuo is a new enemy. He is level 46, weak to Pearl. A number of enemies around here have auto reflex, so be aware of that. These guys are susceptible to instant death, so we're going to go Osteosaur here. Jump because you're weak to Pearl. And since I have the instant death protection here, or the ability to use it, we'll just throw Doom out there. Doom has a slightly higher hit percentage than... Right, auto-reflect, 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 auto-reflect. I knew that. Let's try that again. Well, Terra's dead. I said it, and I knew it, and I'm not smart enough to get around that. Okay, after healing Terra up, we can go down here and get an ether. Then we can head on down here and get a monster. Master Pug. Before we do anything to Master Pug, first things first, where is my sleep spell? And we're fine. Master Pug is a scary sumbitch with 22,000 HP. Now, if you want to extend the length of the sleep status, you can also additionally cast the slow status. Now, interestingly enough with this fight, this guy can do a number of really powerful things. He absorbs water, he's level 73. You can steal a rare Mega Elixir from him and a common elixir. He does have that Step Mine ability that we've seen before, and he can use some really powerful abilities like Bio, Fire 3, Ice 3, Bolt 3, Pearl, Quake, White Wind, or Whirlwind, or whatever it is to reduce you to critical. Clean Sweep, which is another new ability that we'll get access to before too long anyway. And he has a wall change ability. Basically, he'll change his wall, or his barrier, every 15 seconds in battle. It's a pain in the ass when you're charging up a spell and then he changes his status and makes himself immune. That being the case, do I have scan on you? I don't think I have scan on you. That's fine. Terra. I'm trying to remember if he's even susceptible to scan or not. But he'll use the opposite element of whatever element that he's currently weak to. So level 73, all that. And right now I don't think he's weak to anything. So we're going to send you in there. Gaw is going to rage into the Tyrannosaur. And Terra can probably just attack. See, there's Step Mine. And, well, we're digging. Do you have life? You don't have life. There's Step Mine again. See, basically, when you try and fight this guy and don't have sleep set up constantly, bad things happen. Let's get Terra back going here. Yeah, this guy is, well, he's really difficult to deal with because he can just do so much that's powerful. He counters with stuff, and it hurts like hell. you are going to have to reestablish sleep relatively often. It's not a fun fight. Alright, let's get life going here. Get everybody back to where they're supposed to be. The only elements that I'm not protected against, right? Well, I guess I'm not protected against a lot of things at the moment, but let's do some healing. Get you to, that's not what I wanted you to do. Thing is, it doesn't announce when sleep wears off, so you just kind of have to preemptively cast, I guess. I don't like fighting this guy. He's a pain. There we go. And he falls down. Yeah, he's a scary guy to fight. You really, really, really don't want to fight him. But for defeating him, we get the greatest dagger. I believe it's Holy Elemental. Yeah, Pearl Elemental. It's a knife-type weapon, so... yeah, it is what it is. It's not, by any stretch of the imagination, the best weapon. In fact, I don't remember ever really using it, but it's there. Alright. Oh, 2 more new enemies. Goblin and Figaliz, or Figaro Lizard. I don't know why they do that. Let's see. We have Figaro Lizard, weak to ice, level 45. Again, auto-reflect, susceptible to instant death. Goblin, level 46, weak to Pearl, auto-reflect. Can be MP killed, though I wouldn't recommend it, and susceptible to instant death. Where's my Osteosaur Rage? Now, the Goblin is pretty unique. So yeah, don't use Doom in this area. Many enemies are, you know, will... when he's by himself, he does that. Yeah, the Goblin is a scary enemy in this. He's not like a basic Goblin like most Final Fantasy games. He can use level 3 Muddle, level 4 Flare, level 5 Death, but only when he's by himself. And he also uses a Blaze attack, which is Fire Elemental, which hits everybody. You gain lots of levels, lots of experience, lots of other things around here that are really, really good. Alright, so that's all the new enemies in the this part of the area. Alright, so let's go down here and grab a Wing Edge. Wing Edge is a unique item as well. I don't know why you guys keep moving all the stuff in my inventory. Wish it would stop leaving holes in my inventory every time I equipped things, because that would make my life a lot easier. Where'd it go? There it is. Wing Edge. Oh, we already had one of these. Well, same damage from the back row. Randomly kills the enemy. It's nice. It's got lots of speed and strength on it. It's Locke's best weapon that isn't, you know, one of the legendary weapon types. Enemies that are weak to Pearl are so much fun to abuse with the Pearl Lance. It's awesome. Alright, we're going to go down the ladder, and then we can run up here and grab... Come on, game, I was one step. Here we get the Doom Darts. Now, in the fan translation, they gave this the Death Cards setup, and the idea here is these two names were switched around in the PlayStation and future revisions. Now, I believe the idea here is Doom Darts is literally like when we throw the trump, it's literally darts. So I'm guessing that's why they called it Doom Darts in future translations, and the trump would switch, basically swapped around with it. The Doom Darts in this game inflict the Doom spell on striking the enemy, which is different from the X-type, the X animation type instant death ability of the Trump. This one goes through Reflect. That's the big, the big really good thing about it. So we're not actually going to equip the Doom Darts because we don't really have a reason to, and the enemies around here are not fun to with their auto reflect. So. Also, we can skip right through there and go up here, which takes us up here. And from here, you'll see that set of stairs there. I'm going to do that in a second, but first let's get some magicite and an X potion. Now, I have chosen the party members that I have for specific reasons. Terra has some story involvement in this, though she's not technically required, but it's not a bad idea. Mog I brought along because he has the Moogle charm, and for some godforsaken reason you can't use the warp spell to get out of here. What is this place? It's like a dilapidated castle of some sort. Oh, and there's people here. There were people here. An Esper attack? Thousand years in the past, a battle was waged here. Oh, so you saw kind of into the past, a little flashback there. Only Odin is here. Are your wounds healed? Okay, Lord Odin is the only Esper left to us. Has he recovered from his injuries? Translation is really janky in the Super Nintendo. Fresh out of options, we'll have to leave this battle in Odin's hands. Interesting. City ruined during the War of the Magi. Buried underground. There's Odin. Zantetsuken, for some reason called Atom Edge. I don't know. Cool animation, though, of showing them all decapitated like that. And now you're fighting a ghost. What, you couldn't just kill the ghost? Oh, I guess physical attacks aren't going to work on the ghost. Yeah, Odin, you're probably in trouble. Yep, I think Odin's in trouble. All those physical attacks aren't going to help you. Don't do it! You can't turn me into magicite! Now, I never thought you'd be able to turn me to stone. Now, he's literally been turned to stone, petrified. Now, I mentioned this a few episodes back about sometimes the translations were done without seeing the footage that went along with it. I'm assuming that's what happened here. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense why you would call this a magicite when that's obviously not what's happened here. He's literally been turned to stone. But if all you had was, you know, oh, it's a stone and a magicite, oh, that's probably, you know, and an Esper, that's probably going to be a magicite thing, without the context of the visuals. Battle between Odin and a powerful sorcerer that apparently looked like a ghost. Well, interesting. In the castle, we find some more new enemies. Fun times! Start off with X-Zone. And what do we got here? We have Samurai, level 40, weak to poison, uses instant death on you, not susceptible to it. Suriander, level 40, weak to pearl, uses sleep on you. And Barbie, level 39, weak to poison, uses mute on you. The interesting thing about that is you would like to rasp her because she doesn't have that much MP and you should be able to one-shot her using the rasp ability. There we go. The other ones aren't susceptible to instant death, so we're going to have to go the other route and attack them physically. Samurai doesn't have a lot of defense, so dies pretty quickly. And the Suriander was weak to pearl, so I targeted the right one. Look at that. So yeah, some more new enemies. Now these two doors, this one and this one, again, one step before game. Alright, here's the treasure chest. Before we open this, one other point to mention is I've specifically brought Terra for story, and I've specifically brought Mog so I can get out of here without running into 7,000 battles. Do not bring Shadow. We just got him back. Do not bring Shadow. Probably a good idea. I have made a couple of changes here. I gave God the Merit Award and the Poison Claw, and I think that's the only real difference I made here. Yeah, I also gave him the Thunder Shield instead. You can also have the Thunder Shield now that I see that. And you have a Force Shield, so that should be good enough for you. And you should have a Thunder Shield. Not that it matters, because you have the Minerva anyway, but just a thought. Another monster in a box. Katana Soul. There's a few ways of dealing with this fight. First of all is Muddle. This guy is level 61, 37,620 HP. You can steal a rare Strato from him, and even though he's not susceptible to instant death, for some reason his own Slayer attack works and he falls down. So you can just muddle your way through the fight and you just literally win. If you don't steal the rare Strato, you can steal a more common Murasame. I didn't bring anyone who could steal because I don't really care for those abilities. In addition to Slayer Edge, which inflicts instant death, he is susceptible to poison, he's also weak to poison, and he can use Blowfish, Shockwave, which I believe is Wind Elemental. He can use Fire Schemes, Water Edges, Bolt Edges, and he can throw some weapons that will deal far more HP than you have health. And he can use GP Rain to deal about 1,000 damage on all your party members. So this isn't going to be fun. Okay, take two. No cheesing this time. He is weak to poison, as I said, so we want to do a couple of things. One, we want to inflict poison. We want to jump with you. We want to rage you into Prussian here. Non-elemental damage. He has a counter set up for, he has an invisible counter that will hit when you start doing a lot of normal attacks or spells. I have the Manhunter or Maneater knife on Setzer to deal some additional damage there. And basically you're just trying to wait him out. Once, I think about 40 seconds goes by, he will start to cast some stuff that I will have to deal with. And you're probably also going to want to heal in this fight. Just going to let Setzer do the thing with the healing before... Actually, you know what? Mog's full on health. He can just jump. Of course, then he took damage. I'm not even going to bother to use Morph down here, nor should you ever use Morph down here for reasons. Just keep exploiting his weakness, and once he does this, he powers up. And what that means... do you have it? You don't have it. Well, he's dead anyway. He sets Image, so he'll negate a couple of physical attacks. He also sets Reflect, and so you'll want to use Dispel to get rid of those. He also sets Haste, which, as I talked about earlier in the game, a lot of bosses seem to, or the programmers forgot that this was a thing, but if you are immune to Slow, you're also immune to Haste. A lot of enemies will be immune to Seizure, and will therefore, even though their AI script sets them to cast regen on themselves, it won't actually work because they're immune to regen, and that's the opposite for some reason. Same with Haste and Slow, so there's that. For defeating this guy, whether properly or cheesing it, you get the Offering. The Offering is, well... Hello, Gaw. Let's give you, instead of the Hero Ring, let's give you the Offering. X-Fight. It means you attack 4 times. With the Merit Award on, we can give him something else. The Tempest Knife. This gives us the ability of 4 physical attacks, at each with a 50% chance of using Wind Slash instead of a normal attack. Now, normally, that's nothing too special. except in certain situations. I will go over this in a moment. This leads into another treasure chest with a Punisher. Okay, I don't even know what it does. Lethal weapon, a new enemy. We're going to pause this guy because he's got a weird AI script. He'll only do things like missile and a few other attacks when he's by himself, but the only battle formation that he has is by himself. So I don't know why they didn't just make it normally part of his AI script. Regardless, lethal weapon, level 47, weak to bolt and water, has auto reflex, susceptible to instant death. Gaw. Now, when he rages and he does a normal attack, it does a normal attack. When he rages into Stray Cat and does Cat Scratch, it does, I think it's what, 8 times or 4 times damage? And that applies to Wind Slash. So, yeah. We can also X-Zone the crap out of him if we want to. He's susceptible to instant death, as I said. Can use Setzer to do that as well once I give him back his trump. But yeah, really, really cool that we have that ability. And yeah. Now, that's pretty much all the time we have for today, because going in here leads into another part of the scene and more bosses and lots of other stuff. So it's pretty much all for this one. And next time we will finish up with the Ancient Castle. Like I said, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.